All right, so welcome to another deep dive, everybody. Today we're going to plunge into Flow, a 2024 Latvian animated film.
Yeah.
And this is actually their entry for Best International Feature Film at the Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah, so this film's making waves, quite literally. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic world
Okay.
where everything's flooded.
Oh, wow.
And get this, there's not a single human to be found.
Interesting.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What makes Flow really fascinating is that it's told completely through visuals and sounds. There's no dialogue whatsoever.
So how do they tell a story without any words?
Exactly. So are you ready to dive into this unique world?
Absolutely. I'm really intrigued.
So from the get-go, we're dropped right into this flooded world
Okay.
with our main character, a black cat,
Mm-hmm.
who's like picking his way through what's left of human civilization. You know, like we see hints of what life used to be like.
Okay.
There are these stone cat statues,
Oh.
an old gramophone.
Wow.
But the humans themselves, like, they're gone.
So they just disappeared.
Poof. Vanished.
That's wild.
So what do you think the filmmakers are trying to do by leaving the fate of humanity so open-ended?
Well, it definitely creates this sense of mystery, right?
It does.
Like what happened to them.
Yeah.
The film doesn't give us any answers.
Right.
It's like up to us to figure it out.
Yeah, it makes you think.
Did they just, not make it?
Succumb to the rising waters.
Yeah. Or maybe they left, found someplace else.
Or went looking for higher ground.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe it's something more symbolic.
Ooh, I like that.
It really makes you think.
Yeah, it really does.
For sure.
And one of the things that really stood out to me was that scene with the cat checking out the abandoned gramophone.
Oh, yeah, that was a great scene.
Do you think there's like a deeper meaning there?
That's a good question. I mean, you've got this gramophone, right?
Yeah.
It's like a symbol of, human creativity, all our art and expression.
Yeah.
And now it's just sitting there, silent,
Like a relic.
forgotten.
Yeah, in this watery wasteland.
Exactly.
So maybe it's saying something about the loss of human culture,
I can see that.
like all our achievements just washed away.
Oh, what's it all for?
Yeah. And speaking of washed away, let's talk about those animals on the sailboat.
Oh, yeah, they were a curious bunch.
We've got a cat,
Right.
a capybara.
A capybara.
Yeah.
Never expected to see one of those in a film.
Right. And then there's a secretary bird,
Okay.
a lemur, and a dog.
Wow, that's quite the mix.
They're from all different parts of the world, too.
It's like a little United Nations on that boat.
Yeah, and that's pretty eclectic, isn't it?
It is. Makes you wonder what the filmmakers are trying to say.
What do you mean?
Well, are they suggesting, that ecosystems are breaking down? Like traditional boundaries are blurred because of all the environmental upheaval?
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Or maybe it's a reflection of our own diverse communities.
Ah, interesting.
Thrown together, by circumstance.
Like having to navigate uncharted territory.
Exactly.
Oh, I like that. That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
It kind of speaks to that broader theme of community and connection, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Even when everything's chaotic and uncertain.
Absolutely.
It's like even though these animals come from such different places and habitats,
Totally.
they're all crammed onto this this little makeshift ark, basically.
Stuck together.
Yeah, and they have to rely on each other to survive.
Yeah, they have to work together if they want to make it.
I've heard a lot of people say that that they think the animals actually represent different human traits,
Yeah. Oh, really?
or types of people.
Like, what do you mean?
Like maybe each animal symbolizes a different part of human nature.
I've never thought about it that way.
What do you think?
I mean, it's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
It's certainly a popular interpretation. Like the cat, for instance,
Yeah.
embodies curiosity, right?
Yeah.
Resourcefulness. It's always exploring.
Yeah. Always looking for solutions.
Exactly.
And the capybara.
Oh, the capybara.
What about him?
He's like the chill one,
Oh.
Like serenity, acceptance.
Just going with the flow.
Literally.
Yeah. And then you've got that secretary bird,
Uh-huh.
aloof, kind of proud,
Yeah. Watching everything from a distance.
like observing.
Yeah, with that I've seen it all attitude.
It's amazing how the filmmakers give them all these personalities
It is.
without any dialogue.
Yeah, it's all in the subtle movements, their expressions.
I was so drawn in by that scene.
Which one?
Where the secretary bird, he just like flies up into this bright portal of light.
Oh, yeah, that was a striking image.
It felt almost spiritual, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
What'd you make of that?
Well, it's open to interpretation, right?
Right.
Some people might see it as a representation of death, like an escape from this harsh reality.
From this flooded world.
Yeah.
They're leaving it all behind.
But it could also be like a transcendent experience,
Like spiritual awakening.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
connecting to something bigger.
I mean, it definitely felt like more than just some random event.
Right.
Right.
Typically.
It made me wonder if the filmmakers were hinting at like a deeper awareness within these animals,
That's
beyond
fair.
just basic instincts.
Yeah. Like they're more than just animals.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
It's like they're aware on a different level.
Yeah, there's something more there.
And, that ties into another thing I noticed. All the reflections.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout the film, we see the cat looking at its reflection
Mhm.
in the water.
Like it's trying to figure itself out.
Yeah, like, where do I belong in this crazy new world?
Exactly.
And then there's that gramophone again, reflecting in the water. Like
Yeah.
it's a ghost of the past.
Haunting them.
Yeah. And of course, that final scene where all the animals are looking at their reflections together.
Oh, that was powerful.
So powerful.
It really stayed with me.
What do you think it all means?
Well, on one level, I think it's about them recognizing each other,
Okay.
Like, hey, we're all in this together, forming a community.
A sense of belonging?
Yeah, but on a deeper level, I think it's about self-awareness.
Ooh, interesting.
Like understanding our place in the world.
Our place in the grand scheme of things?
Exactly. By seeing their reflections, they're forced to confront their own existence.
It's deep, man.
It is.
So they see their reflections like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah, and they see their connection to each other.
And their role in this flooded ecosystem.
It makes you think about our own reflections, doesn't it?
It does make you think about reflections.
We use reflections as a metaphor, right?
Oh, yeah.
To look inward.
Self-reflection.
Yeah.
Examining our thoughts, feelings, everything. So you think the filmmakers are like making that connection too?
I think so.
Between those animal reflections and our own?
Yeah, the film seems to be saying, look beyond the surface.
Don't just watch, think.
Right. Think about what these animals represent.
About ourselves.
And how we relate to nature.
It's amazing how much they convey with no words.
It really is.
It shows you how powerful visual storytelling can be.
Absolutely.
They created this world, beautiful, but also kind of creepy.
Familiar but strange, yeah.
Yeah, and by leaving so much open-ended,
It makes you think
it draws us in.
we get to connect with it on our own terms.
It's not passive viewing. It's like active engagement.
You're not just watching, you're participating.
Yeah, you're thinking critically, emotionally.
Exactly.
So we've talked about the missing humans,
Right.
the animal symbolism, that spiritual vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, what really hit home?
What really resonated?
Yeah, what stood out the most?
For me, it was the hope
Oh,
amidst all the despair.
Oh.
Like, the world's flooded, their future's uncertain.
yeah, it's bleak.
But the animals, they never give up.
They're resilient.
They keep going, they find connection.
They make the best of a bad situation.
Exactly. And remember that whale
Oh, yeah, the one that was struggling.
in the post-credit scene?
It's swimming free.
Powerful, wow.
Oh, so powerful. Such a small moment, but it says so much.
It's like a symbol of overcoming adversity.
Finding freedom in the toughest circumstances.
Yeah,
It leaves you feeling optimistic.
it does. And it shows the importance of community.
Of working together.
Throughout the film, we see these animals.
Who'd never normally hang out.
Right, but they're forced to come together.
Sharing resources, protecting each other.
Yeah, and in the end, it seems like they escape the flood together.
They rely on each other.
We're stronger together.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
Maybe that's what the filmmakers are trying to tell us.
You think so?
Like, hey, we need to unite.
To face our own challenge.
Yeah, because let's be real, that flooded world.
It's not that different from our own environmental concerns.
Climate change is real.
The film's like a warning.
Showing us what could happen.
If we don't take care of our planet.
And the creatures we share it with.
Yeah.
But maybe, just like the animals in Flow,
We can adapt, too.
find a way to survive.
Create a better future.
For ourselves, for the planet.
I hope so.
Because in the end, I think that's what Flow is all about, right?
What do you mean?
Hope, resilience,
Oh, yeah.
and that connection between all living things.
Beautifully said.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive into Flow,
Oh, God.
I'm going to leave our listeners with something to ponder. You know those reflections we talked about? Imagine you're one of those animals on that boat,
Mm-hmm.
adrift in this flooded world. Think your reflection would show you.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Makes you think, huh?
about our place in the world.
Yeah, like who are we in this big interconnected mess?
Are we like that curious cat?
Always
I remember the capybara.
Just chill, going with the flow.
Or are we more like that secretary bird?
Aloof, watching everything from a distance.
Yeah.
I think we all have a little bit of each animal inside us.
Maybe. Depends on the situation, right?
Could be.
Or maybe our reflections would show us something totally unexpected.
That's a good point.
Like we'd see parts of ourselves we didn't even know were there.
Yeah, self-discovery.
Understanding our true nature.
That's a big theme in flow.
It is. And just like those animals,
We're all on a journey,
figuring things out.
trying to make sense of it all.
Exactly. And finding strength in each other along the way.
Like that little community on the boat,
Yeah, recognizing our shared humanity.
working together to overcome obstacles.
So well said.
Thanks.
So, to everyone listening out there,
Yes.
we really encourage you to check out Flow.
Definitely.
Experience its beauty, its thought-provoking story,
It'll stay with you.
long after the credits roll.
It makes you think about the world.
Our place in it.
It's a powerful film.
And as always, keep exploring
Keep questioning
and keep diving deep.
into all the wonders around us.